questions based on the arithmetic also, arithmetic mean. So here arithmetic mean we represent with AM, arithmetic mean. Example, if I have two numbers A and B, there are two numbers which are given as A and B, first number. If I want to insert the numbers between A and B, whatever the numbers you insert, those values are lies between A and B. And when I, after inserting, if I see the sequence, that sequence has to be an AP. For example, if I take the number 4 and maybe I'll go for 8. I insert the number between 4 and 8 as 6. So this is 4, 6, 8. So I think this 4, 6, 8 will form an AP, right? So it forms an AP. So how many numbers I can insert? Now, can I insert further number between 4, 6, 8? Still, it forms an AP. Or if I take another example, maybe I'll go for number I have to insert 4, 14, 24. So 14 lies exactly between 4 and 24. So it forms an AP. 14 minus 4 is 10. If I insert the further, maybe I'll go for 4, 9, 19, I'll go for 24. So between 4 and 24, I inserted three numbers. Still it forms an AP. 9 minus 14 will remain same. So hence this also forms an AP. How I am getting these numbers? Any idea how I got this 14? And after that, how I got this 9? How I get? Yes, students? No idea? We have to get an idea. It's simply 14 is the average of both the numbers. 4 plus 24 is 28. 28 upon 2 is 14. Okay. So that means if letter A is A plus B by 2, the average of both the numbers, if I insert between them, so I'll get it as A, B, A plus B by 2. So that if I average of both the numbers, then A, capital A, between 4 and 24, I take an average of here. Then I taken the average of 14 and 24. 14 plus 24 is 38. 38 upon 2 is 19. And if I want to insert the further, okay, so again I have to, so here there is the formula A equals between A and A, because the formula derivation I given the formula, or if you want to go by algebraically, if I take A and B, these are in AP, then the common difference, that is A minus A, must be equals to B second term minus first term must be equals to third term minus second term because above. If I bring this, simplify these terms, I'll get 2A equals to, it as B plus A. So therefore, if I want A value will come as B plus A. This will be for any question. Now we are going to generalize this formula because in every question they ask the different types of numbers. For example, they ask you insert five numbers. Then they ask you insert four numbers. They'll ask you insert six numbers like this. So if I take A, as I am going to insert A number is A. Next number is A2. Okay, total. I'm not the sum of the numbers. I'm asking total numbers. How many? My voice is not clear. Maybe network issue.
Hello.
Yes, friends, can you hear now? It's maybe network issue. That's why my voice is not audible to you all. Okay, good. Now you can also. Can you see the screen? Okay, great. Beginning you could not hear. Okay, it's recording only. Okay. So what we can do is here I am explaining that between two numbers A and B. So I want to insert n numbers. So what should be the formula? What should I do? Now my question here it is between A and B. I am putting the n numbers. I call them as A1, A2, A3 and so on An. If there are n numbers are there, in total, how many numbers will be there in this AP? Can anyone tell me from A to B, how many numbers will be there in total? Yes, only n. Think again. Between A and B, I am inserting n numbers. You see here, this capital letter A1, A2, A3, An. So this number itself n. Then I have A, then I have B. So total still it will be n, or it is more than n. Yes, it is n plus 2 numbers. So I can insert here in the AP, my n plus 2 number is going to be, I'll put here. So here I'm going to put as my plus 2 number. A n plus 2 number is going to be B. Okay. So my n plus 2 formula is n plus 2 is A plus n plus 2 minus 1 into D is equals to B. Why I am taking here A? Because my starting value is A in the sequence, so your A value will still remain as A only. A plus n minus 1 into D. But in place of n, here I have n plus 2. So I have here is n plus 2 minus 1 into D. If I simplify this one, so I'll get it as A plus I think this is n plus 2 minus 1 is going to be n plus 1 into D is equals to B. So finally, I am going to get B value as B equals to B minus A upon n plus 1. So this is your value of D. So you have to remember this formula. Once I know the value of D, then I can give you all the terms of the sequence. Is that clear how we got D value? Again, okay. So if you want, you can insert this in the equation so that it looks appropriately. So you can note down this formula as B equals to, just I'm putting in the proper fraction, B minus A upon n plus 1. Remember this formula. Now let me take an example how we are going to get a AP. So let me take one example from here. Insert 6 numbers between 3 and 24. That is the question. Your example is insert 6 numbers between 6 and 24 such that it forms an AP. If they say simply insert 6 numbers between 6 and 24, I can take 7, 10, 11, 18, 23, any numbers I can take. But after inserting, whatever the sequence you get, that has to be in AP, that has to form an AP. So that's why we have to, what we have to do here now, A value is 6 B value will be 24, then your n value is going to be 6 because I have to insert 6 numbers, so n value is going to be 6. Now we are going to find B value. B value is B minus A, that is 24 minus 6, which is 18 upon n plus 1. They are given 24 only? 3 and 24, sorry. Between 3 and 24. So A value is 3. So 24 minus 3 is 21 upon n plus 1, that is 6 plus 1, which is 7, which is equals to 3. I got D value is 3. I know in my AP, my starting value will be 3 because I have to start AP as A, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, and then B will come. So my starting value of the AP is, you can write directly here, A value is 3, then B value is also 3, so 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 3 9, 9 plus 3 12, 12 plus 3 15, 15 plus 3 18, I got 18 plus 3 21, then 21 plus 3 24. So you can count whether you got 6 numbers or not in the given, whether you are able to insert the 6 numbers or not. Between 3 and 24, I inserted 6 numbers. Those are 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. But still, this entire thing will form an AP. Is that clear? How to get the arithmetic mean using that formula? So here one formula, important one is this, you have to remember, D formula. D value is B minus A upon n plus 1. Is that clear about arithmetic mean for everyone? Okay, good. So our exercise. So I assume that fifth question everybody got it. Next sixth question also we are given as homework. Seventh question I will go. Find the sum of n terms of an AP whose kth term is 5k plus 1. I think this is also easy only. So the seventh question we are solving. I ask you to find kth term is given, that is ak value is given as, what is the kth term? 5k plus 1. 5k plus 1, and what did they ask? And the sum of nth terms, that is Sn value you have to find. So Sn value equals to how much? This is the question. And what you have to find. So instead of nth term, they are given the kth term. So take k value is 1. Then I'll get a1 value as, here a1 equals to 5 into 1 plus 1, which is 6. Then I get a2 value as a2 equals to 5 into 2, 10 plus 1, which is 11. Okay. I think two values are enough because for finding b value, which is 11 minus 6, which is equals to 5. Now you may have doubt, sir, d formula is b minus a upon n plus 1. And you are taking d as a2 minus a1. That d formula is only for arithmetic progression, arithmetic mean. And the question is related to AM, arithmetic mean. Then only I use this D formula. This is an AP, so for common difference, D values, it is 11 minus 6, which is 5. Now you know A value is 6, D value is 5, and you have to derive the formula for Sn. So what do you get the formula for Sn? Sn equals to by 2 into A plus n minus 1 into D. 2a, that is 2 into 6 is 12 plus n minus 1 into d value is 5. S is 5. So we can simplify further. which is equals to, you can keep n by 2 as it is for time being, into by the bracket. I think I get 5n, n, it is 12 minus 5, it is plus 7. So Sn formula is n by 2 into 5n plus 7. Okay, that's how you solve. I hope it is clear for everyone. Next is given, if the sum of n terms of an AP is Pn plus Qn square, if P and Q are the constant, find the common difference. I think I explained you this question. First you find S1, substitute n value is 1. So you will get S1 as P plus Q. Then find S2. Okay, S2 will come as 2P plus 4Q. Then S2 minus S1 will give me D or A2. That's what we discussed. What it will give you? S2 minus S1. Yes, now I think everybody is giving A2. After getting A2, again you find A2 minus A1. That will give. Can you solve this question as homework? We already discussed one example based on this. Try it out. Sorry. Next one which we have is, 8th question is done. Now 9th question. The sum of n terms of an arithmetic progressions are in the ratio 5n plus 4 upon 9n plus 6. Find the ratio of their 18th terms. Okay, that is 18th term of the first AP upon 18th term of the second AP will be equals to how much? Okay, let me take. This is the sums of n terms of the two arithmetic progressions. So that means here I have two different arithmetic progressions. First arithmetic, second arithmetic progressions, and the ratio of Sn of first arithmetic progression upon second arithmetic progression is given to you. So what I do here is, this is question number 9. So let me insert the equation. So to identify first and second, so I'll keep here it is S1, that is first arithmetic progression, sum of the first arithmetic progression of n terms. Then here I'll put S2, that is the sum of n terms of the second arithmetic progression. Both are n terms only. Okay. That means sum of the, it can be first 10 terms of the first AP upon sum of the first 10 term of the second AP, or it may be sum of 25 terms of the first AP upon the sum of 25 terms of the second AP. So as many terms as you consider in first AP, that many terms you have to consider in the second AP also to add. That is why it's given n first same in both APs. So what is the ratio given to us? 5n plus 4, 5n plus 4 upon 6n plus 9. Let me check. 9n plus 6. Reverse. 9n plus 6. This is what they have given to us. Okay. So now what you have to do, find the ratio of 18th terms of both the AP. So let me insert that 18th term also. 18th term means I'll take it as, I'll insert this suffix letter also. A18 from 18th term of the first AP. For the second AP, I'll take capital letter because I have to differentiate between the first term, second AP first term. So I cannot take same letter. 18. This is the ratio of, which is equals to. So what I get according to the formula, I'll get here it is uh, A plus 17B, and here I'll get it as A plus, this is also 17B. So here I'm taking the A value and B value are different for both the APs. For the first AP, first term is small a and the common difference is small d. For the second AP, first term is capital A and the common difference is capital D. So both the APs are different. So first terms will be different, common difference also will be different. If everything is same, then both the APs are also same. Agree or not? Now here what I do is, let me put one more equality. So here I am going to write the formula for first AP, sum of n terms of the first AP. So the formula is going to be n upon 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. That is the SN formula of first AP. Then I'll go for the SN formula of second AP. N by 2. I am taking n is same because I am taking n terms from both the AP. Now here I'll get 2a capital A plus, this is n will remain same, n minus 1 into capital D. This is what I get it here. Now what you can do is, both the cases n by 2 will get cancelled. Okay. So let me write one more simplest form after cancelling the common terms. So here I left out is 2a plus, here I got it is n minus 1 into d. 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Here also you got it as 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So finally you got here it is 2a plus n minus 1 into d upon 2 capital A plus n minus 1 into d is equals to 5n plus 4 upon 9n plus 6. Now here the tricky thing will come in the exam question. What I do is I'll take n value as I think 35. There is a reason why I'm taking n value as 35. So in this entire equation, let me copy it down. I'll explain why I'm taking n value as 35. Here I'll write substitute n equals to 35 in I think at this, just a minute. We call this as equation number 1. Yeah. Now here we substitute n equals to 35 in equation 1. Let me see if I substitute n equals to 35 in LHS and RHS. Let me see what we get it. Then we'll come to the conclusion why I have taken n equals to 35. So what you get here, you'll get it as 2a plus, if I substitute n equals to 35, so it will be 35 minus 1, which is 34. So it will be 34d. In the denominator also you will get 2a plus, this is also 34d is equals to, now here also I am going to substitute n value as 35. So it will be 5 into 35. I can write one statement from now. 5 into 35 is 4 upon 9 multiplied by 35 is 6. So I simplified here. Now in LHS here, I take 2 common in the numerator and I'll take 2 common in the denominator. Let's see. After taking 2 in the numerator and denominator, both the 2's will get cancelled. So what you left out in the numerator, I mean, after taking 2 common, here you left out with a plus 17b. Here also you left out uh, a plus 17b, which is equals to, now see, after simplifying this, what you will get? 5 into 35. What you get? 535 is a uh, 5 3 is 30 is a 180, 25, 205 plus 4, 209, I think. 9 into 35, I think 10, 35 is a 350 minus 35, 350 minus 315 plus 6, 321. Okay, I think I am correct. 350, 35, 33, 28. It is correct. Now I got a plus 17d upon capital A plus 17 capital D equals to 209 upon 3. If you look at into this one, this is nothing but the value which we have to find. Okay. So they said that find the ratio of 18th term. I have taken the ratio of 18th term here, A18 upon A18 equals to A plus 17D upon capital A plus 17 capital D. This value I have to find. Okay. So now I got this value as 209 upon 321. So the ratio of 18th terms is nothing but 20 upon 321. So this is the reason why I consider n value as 35. Now you have a question, sir, how do we know that I have to take n? Okay, so the logic which I applied here is I want 17D. So here you have n minus 1. For example, if I take n is 18, so I'll get 18 minus 1 is 17. But here I have a only, but here I have twice of a. Okay, so if I want to remove 2, I have to take 2 common. So if I want to take 2 common, this should be 2a plus 34d. Okay, 2a plus 34d. Then I can take 2 common, then I'll get a plus 17d. So to get 34d here, so n value must be 35 because this is n minus 1. For example, instead of 17 here, if I have 19, for example, here also, even here also, if I have 19, then what I have to do is 19 to the 38 plus 1, 39. So my n value is going to be 39. Okay. So that's how I have to decide what n. Is it clear? I think if any common terms are getting cancelled, you can cancel them. Otherwise, you can leave it. Is this clear? It should be 179. I think I made a mistake in the calculation. 5 3 is, oh, sorry. 5 into 30 is 150. 165 plus 4. 150, 5 5 is 25. 150 plus 25, 175 plus 4, 179. Yeah. 5 that is a 180. It should be 150. Yeah, it is correct. Is it clear for everyone now? How I assumed n value as 35, especially. So in class 11th and 12th, certain terms will come from nowhere. Okay. So it comes instantly, like n equals to 35. See, my thinking process is in this way. I want this value. I have this value. I have this. I thought this way, but I solved it in this way. Okay, thinking will be in the from bottom to top, but solving of the question will be from top to bottom. So you have to be a little bit what you call keen observation at that particular question. Okay, so ninth question also we solved. Then 10th question is sum of first p terms of an AP is equals to sum of the first q terms. SP equals to SQ. So find the sum of first P plus Q terms. This is also easy one only. You want to try or should I? You want to try? You have to make SP equals to SQ. After making SP equals to SQ, you get the relation between A and D. You can find A in terms of D, that is A equals to something equation in terms of D, or D equals to something in terms of A. Okay. So after getting A value or D value, you find D value. After knowing the D value, then what you have to find? SP plus Q, sum of first P plus Q terms. Okay, so SP plus Q, you write P plus Q upon 2 into 2A plus P plus Q minus 1 into D. So in place of the D value, you have to replace what you got in the equation SP equals to SQ. Then you'll get the final answer. Try it out, 10th question. If not getting, then tomorrow definitely I'll discuss. Next, 11th question. Sum of first P, Q and R terms of an AP are A, B and C respectively. Prove that. Okay, this let me solve. I'll solve. This is also one of interesting, easy, but good scale. So you want sum of first P, Q, that means your SP is given as A, then SQ is given as B, then SR is given as sum of PQR terms, right? So SR is given as C. Let me take the question. Sum of PQR is ABC. Okay. This is what they are given. So even 10th question also same way you have to solve. First write the SP formula. SP formula is P by 2 into 2A plus P minus 1 into D. P minus 1 into D is equals to, so this is what we got A value. Next one we have to find SQ formula. And what you have to find? Let me check once. What you have to find? Q minus R. Okay. So here itself, instead of next equation, what I do is, but I'm putting the bracket here. This bracket should be like this, equals to A. What you can do here is, you can send this P by P value. This P is in the numerator. If I send P to the RHS, it will go as A by P. I think 2 is also there. 2 we don't have, right? Okay. What I do is, I'll rewrite this equation as 2A plus P minus 1 into D is equals to 2A upon P. So this directly P upon 2 I am bringing to the right hand side. So P upon 2, if it comes to the right hand side, it will become the reciprocal 2 by P. So that is 2A upon P. Now similarly write the formula for SQ. So if I write the formula for SQ, let's see what we get. SQ formula is Q by 2 into, let me write quickly, 2A plus, it will go as Q minus 1 into D is equals to B. If I simplify this one, so finally I'll get 2A plus Q minus 1 into D is equals to, I'll get it as 2B upon, so this is another equation I'll get. Third equation I'll get it as So I'll write the third equation directly instead of writing the 2 minute step. Third equation, SR equals to C. I am replacing SR equals to C. So I get 2A S R minus 1 into D is equals to, I think it is going to be 2C upon R. Okay. So these are the values which I have. What I do is, what you have to prove here, A upon P, Q minus R plus B upon Q, R minus P. So I'll consider this LHS here. Okay. Let me take the LHS, what they are given in the question. So your LHS is, let me insert the equation for LHS. It will be A upon P into Q minus R plus B upon Q into R minus P, R minus P. This is LHS I am typing. The next one is C upon R. I think this should be R. Okay. So C upon R into P minus Q. So we will get here. I have to prove this equals to 0. So what I do is multiply with 2. Each and every term multiply with 2. So I'll get here it is 2A, 2B, 2C. Okay. So for LHS, I am multiplying with 2. Now you can replace this value. 2A upon value, 2A upon P value is this one. 2A plus P minus 1 into D. Replace that value into Q minus R. It is going to be a little bit lengthy calculations. Okay. What you have to do is this 2A upon P into Q minus R. So that means 2A upon P value I will replace with P minus 1 into D. So what I do is I'll write in the next line. So I am replacing 2A upon P value is this way. Okay, just a minute. Let me insert another brackets. Be careful. When you open up the brackets, you have to be careful. This value, entire value I am replaced as 2A upon P is multiplied with Q minus R plus 2B upon Q value I'll replace with this one, Control C, Control V, again I have to put the bracket. So this will be a little bit too lengthy, value will come, but into R minus P. When you open this bracket, this is going to be the lengthiest equation. Into, again I have to put the bracket, in place of 2C by R, I have to replace this with this one. Control C, here I put Control V, multiply with P minus Q. P minus Q. Okay. So when you open this bracket, let me decrease the font size a little bit. So that it will, yeah. When you open this brackets, your Q will be multiplied with 2A, then Q will be multiplied with DQP minus DQ, then minus R also will multiply with each and every term here. Okay. When you open up these brackets, all the terms will get cancelled and your final answer is going to be 0. So I am leaving the question here. Open this bracket. Okay. After opening the bracket, each and every term will get cancelled. None of the terms will be left out. One term will come with plus, another term will come with minus, they will get cancelled. Okay. So I am leaving the question here. You try at home this question, definitely will pass. Is that clear?